Hello? 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 Algebra 2, welcome! Well, I present to you today a tutorial video on solving using function notation. Now, in class, a lot of you were kind of stumped on this, and a lot of you made the mistake of plugging in 13 in for x, all right? And I was actually happy that a lot of you made that mistake, because it's through mistakes that you actually learn mathematics. So if I give you a problem like this, and I said solve f of 13, okay? That means that 13 is our input, so we're gonna plug that into wherever we see an x. In this case, it would be 5, and then we would plug 13 in, and then plus 3. That's only if I gave you a problem that said f of 13. In this case, I don't give you that. What I end up giving you is, I tell you f of x equals 5x plus 3, and what I want you to do is I want you to solve for x when f of x equals 13. Okay, do you notice the difference in the two questions that we had? I want you to solve for x when your output is 13. A lot of you were confused, so maybe an analogy that we can use is right over to this right. If I gave you a problem like this and I said y equals 5x plus 3, solve for x when y equals 13, okay? Where would we plug this 13 in? Well, we would plug 13 in for y because y equals 13, so we will set this up as 13 equals 5x plus 3. All right. And then we would go about solving this. This is the exact same problem as this problem right here, except now we're using what's called function notation, which is f of x. So now we just do the same thing. F of x, the entire thing is equal to 13. It's just like this problem right over here to the right. So all we do is replace f of x with 13. So we're gonna get 13 equals 5x plus 3, okay? Now we solve this. So first thing we always want to do is we want to undo any addition or subtraction, okay? We always undo any addition or subtraction. So we're going to subtract 3 to both sides, okay? 13 minus 3, well, that's just 10, equals 5x. Okay, now we have 5 times x, 10 equals 5 times x. We want to get x by itself. Remember, the problem asked us to solve for x. So what we want to do now is we just want to divide, because we want to undo this multiplication. So we divide by 5. And if we do something onto one side, we have to do it to the other. Okay, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So that's just 1. And so we're just going to be left with x. 10 divided by 5 is 2. There we go. So now that we've solved for x equals 2. And we can test it, all right? So now if we were to try it, if we plug in f of 2 into my equation, what is our output? So it's 5 times 2. We're going to plug in 2 into here. Oh, it should be, yes, a plus 3. Okay, 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. So do you see how that matches? F of 2 equals 13. Okay, and this problem, this is a problem where I would ask you to evaluate for 2. But in this problem up here, I give you the output first. I give you the y value, and you have to replace it with f of x, which we did right here. And then we just go about solving it just like we normally would. And we get x equals 2, and that makes sense because we plugged 2 back in and got 13, which was what we had put in for our output. All right, I hope that clears that up. Let us go ahead and maybe go on to a problem that was a little more challenging. One problem that I saw that a few of you, it seemed to be a little bit of a challenge, and I'll use a problem that's very similar to it. So solve for b when f of b equals 20. So I don't tell you what b is, but I tell you what f of b is. I tell you what the output is. So we replace f of b with 20. So we're going to get 20 equals negative 8 plus 7b squared. Okay. Now to finish this problem, we need to undo any addition or subtraction first. So I see this negative 8. So what I want to do first is just want to add 8 to both sides. Okay. This is going to cancel. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. 20 plus 8 is 28. So put that there. And now we have 7b squared. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I see it's multiplication, 7 times b squared. I'm going to go ahead and divide by 7. I'm going to go ahead and divide by 7. Okay. So now I'm going to get b squared equals 28 over 7. To undo this square, to undo this exponent of 2, we need to take the square root. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. Okay. That's going to cancel the square root and the square there. And so we're just going to get, I'm going to write this right over here. I'm going to get the square root of 28 divided by 7 equals b. Okay. Really, this should be plus or minus, and I'll explain that later on, but what we did right now is perfect, and this would kind of be our answer here. I will explain later on why it's plus or b. That's something we'll explain later on. All right, I hope this helps and gives you at least a perspective of what to do with problems like this. Thank you.